That's right.
And we can handle that for you too if you wanted to do that. And the system like it is just a local system. Everything is right here. This is a wireless system. It is powered electrically, and the transformer is plugged in your master bedroom closet. Did you see that in there?
Yeah, the little box, yes.
Yes, that electrically powers it. And then there's a battery in here for backup power. So if you...
How long does it last?
Probably 6 or 8 hours.
6 to 8 hours?
Yeah,
okay.
so if the burglar flipped the breaker or if weather knocked the electricity off or something, it would still work.
For 6 to 8 hours.
Right,
okay.
and then it recharges itself. So it's a 12-volt rechargeable battery.
Okay.
And but like I say, you've got contacts on your doors. This is the contact right here for this door. And then this is your only back door, yeah. And then you've got a contact on the front door. And then you have a motion sensor right there.
Right.
And then I think you might have, you got another one right here. So you have 2 motion detectors and 2 door contacts. And that's the windows aren't contacted, so it's just the doors and the motion.
What about upstairs?
Nothing upstairs.
Okay, so it's covered the whole first floor area. Okay.
And that's the most vulnerable, and that's what builders usually do is the downstairs.
Makes sense. Yes.
The most vulnerable break-in point you have is right here. Because if somebody broke the glass out of this door here, or threw a chair through it or something, they wouldn't have to open the door and trigger the alarm. They could just walk right through the middle of the door.
Right.
And so when they were in the house, then the motion, that's why that motion's right there,
right.
it would see them and trigger the alarm. So that's what we call an interior trap device.
That's the design.
Yeah,
right.
That's the design, right. And then if you wanted to supplement that, like for instance, if you were going to have pets in the house and you couldn't use the motion, you had to arm it without it, then you could add a glass break sensor right here on the ceiling, just a little flat thing that sits on the ceiling. It would hear all this glass right here. It wouldn't hear that or anything, but it would hear this. And if somebody did break the glass, then that would trigger the alarm, and the motion wouldn't even have to be on.
I see.
So
just to handle the glass.
Yeah, that's an optional device you can add if you want to. But so the way you use this is you arm it and you disarm it, and you arm it with one of these 2 buttons right here, and you disarm it with your code.
Oh, okay.
And you have a 4-digit code, and the code right now is 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the default.
Yeah.
But you can change it.
Yes.
Okay.
You can change it, and you can also add other codes if you want.
Sure.
So when you arm it, like for instance, I'm going to arm it without the motion because I don't want us to interfere with
force alarm. Okay.
Yeah. So now it's going to arm without the motion on, and it'll be the door contacts, not the windows. Just the doors. It takes a minute to arm. So normally you're going to open the door and leave, and that's it.
Gives you the buffer to leave. Or,
yes, it gives you a minute to leave, right.
All right.
And if you didn't want to hear this beeping right now, you could just hit the silent button, and it would silence the beep, but it would still monitor.
I see.
And then if you added the motion to it, you would just push the motion button, and then it would say motion armed, that type of thing. So then it would arm the doors and the motion. So right now we're just going to do the doors. Now also, like at night, if you were in the habit of arming it at night, so while you're in the house, you could hit this button twice, and it would arm it without an entrance delay. So when it's armed, you've got a 30-second entrance delay to open the door and put in your code and turn it off. But at night, you can eliminate that.
You don't have that.
Right. You don't.
The door opens and the alarm will fire.
Bam, just like that. So there's no 30 seconds for the guy to go upstairs or anything.
Okay, cool.
So that's a more, a little more protection basically when you hit that button twice to arm it. So now we're armed. Quit beeping. The button is lit, so it's armed with the doors.
Cool.
Okay?
Cool.
That's why the motion's not armed, so it's not going off right now. So, if you were gone right now, you would come home and you would open the door.
Sure.
And you would have your 30 seconds now.
Oh, it's triggered.
Put in the code, yeah.
Okay.
So
what if you don't put in the code within 30 seconds?
The siren goes off.
The siren?
Yeah.
Also powered by the battery and the electricity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing is powered by electricity and backed up by the battery.
Sure.
Right?
Where is the siren, by the way?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when, and we can let it go if you want and hear it.
Yes.
That goes off. So right now, it's what we call a local system. It's not going to call anybody.
Right.
There's the siren.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, pretty loud. And so you hit the disarm button. and then you put in your code, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alarm cancelled.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
and that turns it
That's
on.
much better.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, much
The
better.
siren is really loud.
Yes, it is, and
Okay.
it doesn't get louder, but you think it does, but because it's piercing your ear. Did you notice that kind of
Shaking,
it's not a solid sound.
Pitch,
It's
right.
kind of a pitchy sound anyway. It gets to you after a few seconds.
I see.
So the idea is that we're trying to run the burglar out here sooner.
Okay.
And it's not going to probably be heard outside, so your neighbors aren't going to come running or call the police or anything. But it's not going to bother them either.
Right.
But it's going to alert the burglar or you or whoever's in here that
I see.
something's going on.
That's the
alarm's
point.
going off. Yeah. So with the monitoring service, when that alarm's going off like that, it would also be calling out to our monitoring center, and then they would be calling you. So
To confirm.
That's
the
right.
first thing.
That's
okay.
right. And the way we do it is we usually make 2 phone calls. And then, so like for instance, we may call your cell.
Okay.
And you may have us call your wife's cell or whatever.
Whatever.
We'll make 2 calls, and then if we haven't reached somebody, we call the police.
Oh,
then,
okay.
Also with this unit, when most of the time now we're adding a digital communicator to it. So you don't need a home phone to send the signal to our monitoring center, because most people aren't having home phones. Do you have a home phone?
I got a voice over IP phone.
Yeah, you do? Okay.
Yes.
And so here you wouldn't need one, especially if you keep it as a rental.
How did you send it out without a phone?
With a digital communicator, a GSM.
Your own system. Oh, GSM based. Okay.
Yeah, that we put in here.
So you have a tower in this neighborhood, and you can catch the signal and then forward it.
Right.
Okay.
There are towers all across the country that we lease from somebody. I think it's Suddenlink maybe that owns them. But that's a network that I guess a lot of security companies and a lot of companies use. Yeah. Okay. So that's how the signal would be sent.
What is the monthly fee if we decide to activate it?
Well, first of all, the digital communicator is included at no charge. So we don't charge you for that because you're DR. It's a $300 item that we normally charge for, but because you're DR Horton, you're one of our builders, we don't charge you for it.
I see.
So that's put in at no charge. And also there's normally a $199 activation fee, which means the fee that's charged for us to roll the truck out here and set it up and get it going for you. We don't charge that either. So you wouldn't have any upfront cost, and the monitoring rate is $44.95 a month.
Okay.
And that would be the monitoring with the digital communicator with a lifetime warranty, and also it would allow you to have access to this security system through the internet. So you could go on your iPhone right there.
Oh, to check the status.
Yes. So you would have an app that we would provide you. You would go in there, put your user code, username and password in there, and you could check the status. You could arm it, you could disarm it, you could do anything that you could do, right here. Change codes, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
So that's available for you also. All that's included.
Normally with a monitor security system, you can get your insurance down a little bit.
Yeah, there's usually a 10 to 20% discount.
Discount for that. Okay.
And also now the security system is also capable of monitoring fire. And the smoke detectors that you have in here now are local. They don't,
are connected. They are not connected here.
Right. But we could add one. We don't need 4 or 5. We just need one.
Especially on the kitchen area. Yeah.
No, we don't put it in the kitchen area.
Our kitchen is false alarm.
Okay. False, yeah. And what you do in the kitchen is a heat detector. It's a rate of rise heat detector if you want protection in here. But the smoke alarm would actually go upstairs on the 2nd floor. Oh, okay. Right above the stairs. And that way, if there's smoke in here, it's going to rise up there. And now you can put one down here. And they do recommend 2. On a 2-story house, they recommend one on each floor. But to comply with fire code and to get your insurance discount, one upstairs would do it. And that's what I was getting at. The insurance discount is higher when you have smoke and right.
Okay. Is there any extra cost involved to connect your fire sensor to the system?
The extra cost is buying the smoke detector. The monitoring is the same. The $44.95
okay,
is
it's-
still the same.
Mhm.
But the smoke detector is $165.
You need a special smoke detector to be compatible with the system.
That's right.
Okay,
that's
I
right.
see.
And we can usually, when you monitor with us, we can discount the price by 15%, and it would be like $140, I think.
140.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, but